Hello again, Taylor County. We're here today with Pat Tucker, running for Board of Education on the Western District. Pat, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate the opportunity.
Great. Hey, start us right off. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your campaign.
My name's Pat Tucker. I've been a resident of Taylor County all my life. Born in 1974, son of Richard Tucker and Mary Ann Boyles. Just raised in Grafton. Went to all the county schools in Grafton. Went ahead and graduated there in 1993, class of 1993 in Grafton. And decided to go ahead and just stay right here in Taylor County. Raising a family now in Taylor County. Got two daughters. Haley, she's a junior at Grafton High School, and Hattie, she's a 8th grade at Taylor County Middle School. I've been at Central Supply Company for 17 years. Started out in production, and I've been involved with production and sales, and now I'm involved with the operations there. So Taylor County has just been home to me all my life, and what I want to do is just go ahead and continue to live here, raise my family, and go ahead and see what I can do to go and help the county out.
Great. Okay, so you decided to run for Board of Education.
Yes.
And that office, what exactly, tell the people of Taylor County, what exactly does the board, what function does the board provide?
So on the Board of Education, you have 5 members on the board, and with them 5 members, they meet with the superintendent, and that's where the decisions are made. That's where all the ideas come. So that's the table. I mean, that's where the round table to go and to keep the structure of the school system.
Yeah, makes sense. So if you're elected, what would you see as your #1 priority, and how would you like the legacy of Pat Tucker, the Board of Education member, to play out?
Well, it's interesting you ask that, because I've thought about this a lot, and you know what? There's always a combination of a lot of things you think of when you're running for office, but one of the things that I do want to go and concentrate on is going and keeping the kids involved. As I supervise employees and as I go on and working with employees, I see. You always need to go and give direction. So by giving direction, keeping them involved, allowing them to go and set goals for themselves, and then as they meet the goals, you go and receive rewards for that. And going and doing that is also going and growing their confidence in themselves. So that's one of the main things I want to go and work on if elected is going and concentrating on the kids of our county, because with the county we have several kids in this county that can go out there and do anything that they want to, but with the direction, setting the goals is what they need to go and continue that. So that's one of the things that is important to me, and I want to concentrate on.
Okay, that makes sense. So you are running a contested election. You'll be running up against somebody this time, and again, this Board of Education race is a primary-only race. So if you want to vote on Board of Education, get to the primary and vote.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be around in November.
No.
So in that, how do you distinguish yourself as a candidate?
Hey, you know what? What I am. I'm honest. I'll go out there and whoever knows me that it doesn't matter if I'm at work or at home. I am Pat Tucker. I am who I am. So what I want to do is just go out there and let the community know that, you know what, I'm here. If they need me, to go and call me. If anything, ideas, I'm open to that. I'm always, got an ear to listen. So I want to go and continue that. So what I want to do is just get out there and let the folks know that, I'm here to go and be a voice for the community and for the Board of Education. But at the same time, I am who I am. So with that is taking that in factor is just being, the person I am.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. So what do you see when you look at, you grew up in the county, we went to school together, what do you see as the biggest challenge we face as a community?
Yeah, the biggest thing I think we face as a community is having the opportunities. The opportunities, if you go out into other areas, there's, the opportunities are there. What I want to see is Taylor County have the opportunities. I want to see, as myself and yourself, we decided to stay here. This is home. This is where we stay. What I want to see is the opportunities to go and keep the other kids at home too. Because right now, so many's moving away to get them opportunities. I'd like to see the opportunities be here for them.
Sure. Yeah. So one of the things we did before these interviews, we polled the citizens of Taylor County for questions that they had for offices, and Board of Education was one of the more popular ones of questions to be asked. The school levy was just passed, and one of a lot of the confusion around it is why have a school levy is a separate special election that has costs associated with it versus having it as part of a primary election like we're about to have, or even a general for that matter.
My thoughts on that, and from what I can understand on that, is whenever you have an election and have a levy by itself, you're not going and involving it in the election of all the of all the different members and the different candidates out there. You're concentrating on one. I mean, you're concentrating on the Taylor County school levy.
Okay, makes sense. One of the other hot topics was spirituality and education and its place. And as a potential board member, how do you feel? What do you feel spirituality's place is in education?
Oh, it's very strong. I mean, it's very strong, and to go and have both of them's going to need to work hand in hand. So with spirituality and education, I mean, you gotta have both, because without one, it's like the other one's not there to work.
One of the topics that has been going around for a while in this community, and there's a lot of effort and focus been put on, is dropout rates, and the reasons behind it are varied. But a lot of the things that kept kind of coming up and we pulled together into one question really is your drugs, mental health, disruptive student solutions. As a potential board member, again, how would you see the board being able to impact that, or do you have? I mean, obviously you're not a board member now, so there's things you're maybe not privy to in terms of planning and such. But how would you see a board, as you as a board member and a board, being able to positively impact that?
To go and positively impact that is, and like I say, and I agree with you. I'm not on the board there yet, so I'm not seeing the big picture of everything yet. Sure. But what I do see is giving every child a chance. Every child out there needs to have a chance. I understand every child may not be college, but every child should have a chance. Vocational trades. So I believe if every child has a chance, every child has the opportunities, then that's going to go and increase the dropout rate, because then you're actually setting their goals, they're meeting their goals, they're working towards something now without, they're getting direction. So I believe that was something that would need concentrated on.
Okay. One of the topics always is around funding, and really specifically in funding of sports things versus the arts and sciences. How do you feel about the importance of one or the other, or how would you see as a board member you could direct that, or at least try to influence that?
Well, and it doesn't matter if it's from the entertainers to the band to football to basketball. It's a talent. It's a talent. If you're athletic, if you're musical, it's all equal, because without, you may have someone that has got a beautiful voice but can't go out there and play football at all. But you know what? They have the talent. They have that talent. So they need to go ahead and have the opportunity to go and continue with that. So, with that, I believe that you got all these talents going around. Not all of them might not be around sports, but it could be, the talents of choir or musical or art. So, with that, they all need support.
Any help for those with no talent? Hey, one of the questions come around, and we see it. I think if you're on Facebook, you see it all. Common Core. There's a lot of conversation about it, one way or the other. A lot of people hold opinions, and maybe there's not a lot of understanding behind those opinions. Maybe there are, but how do you feel about Common Core? And and again, that's one of these things that I know the state kind of puts down for us. So I don't know how much local control we have, but as a board member, how do you feel about Common Core?
Well, and that's the thing, I really don't know till you actually get in there and you see, the control you have of it, or how much you can be involved with Common Core, or so it's kind of a subject that's kind of hard to go and address on, because without really getting in there and jumping into it, it would be kind of hard, because really as a board member, I'm not unsure about how you can go and control that or support it, or so it's kind of a subject that would be hard to go and say at this time.
Sure. Another one of those topics that probably has a lot of centralized push down from the state, but is school lunches. And we got a lot of questions around those. And again, another shout out to Rich Zukowski and his civics class. I think a lot of those questions come from those guys. They're the ones eating those lunches every day.
Right.
I know there's a lot of work locally put in to try to make them as tasty as possible, but they're working around, certainly around restrictions and stuff. But how do you have a dog in that fight? I mean, again, you're on the board, but do you have an opinion on what we can do to maybe improve the school lunches, or is it that important, or what do you think?
School lunches are important because, as you and I went to school, I mean, you're looking forward to that lunchtime. You're looking forward because as you're sitting in class all day and you're working and you're thinking, and I mean, it's hard to go and concentrate if you're sitting there hungry. And so lunches are very important. Now, I do know that, the dietitians are involved with, setting up lunches and setting up menus, and so you have a lot to work around there. But school lunches, I mean, for what I could say is, let's try to go and make them as tasty as possible. Let's make the kid, so the children can enjoy their lunch and then get back to class and continue their day.
Yeah. Speaking of the children, which is what the education is all about, right? How involved do you think a board member should be, or would you as a board member be involved with the students to hear ideas and take their ideas further?
I would love to be. I would love to be involved with the students. I would love to be involved with the schools. I would love to be involved with the staff, because that's who's going to feed the information to me. I'm not in that school system every day, but that the kids are the ones that's in that school system every day. The teachers are in the school system every day. The administrators in the school system. So they're the ones that's the ideas I need to hear from. That's who I need to reach out to, gather the information, gather the ideas, and then be able to wrap my arms around it and to go and determine which path we need to go.
Well, Pat, I appreciate you being on the program. We offer everyone kind of a last. What's your last word to Taylor County, and you can close this thing out.
Taylor County, I just want to go and ask you to please support me during this election. I can be honest with you, as I sit here right now, I will do everything in my power to go out there and do the best job I can. So please get out there on May 10th and vote. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Pat.
Thank you. I appreciate it.